Few names in martial arts and action cinema shine brighter than Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Both became global icons, admired for their unmatched skills, discipline, and on-screen charisma. Fans have long been fascinated by their legendary fight. In Way of the Dragon, 1972, a sequence often hailed as the greatest martial arts duel ever filmed. But what most people don't know is the real story behind their relationship, what went on off-camera, the truth about their bond, and the respect Norris still carries for Lee to this day. Now, at 85, Chuck Norris has finally opened up, setting the record straight about Bruce Lee, their friendship, and what that famous fight really meant. The first meeting, Chuck Norris was already a karate champion when he first crossed paths with Bruce Lee in the late 1960s. At that time, Lee was making waves in Hollywood as a martial arts consultant and choreographer. Their first meeting wasn't about movies, it was about martial arts itself. Both men had reputations as fierce competitors, but instead of rivalry, what blossomed was mutual respect. Norris later revealed that Bruce wasn't just curious about karate techniques. He wanted to understand everything: kicks, punches, philosophy, even the psychology behind fighting. Lee's hunger for knowledge impressed Norris, and their friendship grew from there. They would train together, exchange techniques, and debate martial arts theory late into the night. The legendary fight scene, of course. The world remembers them best for their face-off in Way of the Dragon, filmed in Rome's iconic Colosseum. The fight wasn't just a movie moment, it was a cultural explosion. At the time, audiences had never seen two real martial arts masters battle with such intensity on screen. Chuck Norris has now admitted that filming the fight was grueling. It took 45 hours over several days to perfect every punch, kick, and movement. Bruce Lee choreographed the fight himself, and Norris followed his direction without ego, trusting Lee's vision. Bruce knew exactly what he wanted, Norris has said. He wanted a fight that wasn't just two guys kicking and punching. It had to tell a story, and it did. The fight showed Norris as the powerful, disciplined karate fighter, while Lee represented adaptability and evolution. In the end, Lee's character defeats Norris, symbolizing the triumph of flexibility and innovation over rigid tradition. Were they rivals? For decades, rumors swirled that Chuck Norris resented Bruce Lee, especially because he lost the fight on screen. But Norris has finally cleared the air. There was no rivalry, only admiration. He explained that Bruce handpicked him for the role, saying he wanted the best fighter to make the battle realistic. Norris didn't just accept the part, he embraced it, knowing that his defeat would actually showcase Bruce's brilliance to the world. People thought I might be embarrassed, Norris once laughed. But how could I be? I got beat by Bruce Lee in the greatest fight scene ever filmed. The man behind the legend. At 85, Norris speaks not just of Lee's skill, but his character. Bruce wasn't just a fighter. He was a philosopher, a thinker, and a man who broke barriers for Asian actors in Hollywood. Norris recalls how Lee constantly pushed himself to new limits, always asking questions, always searching for truth in martial arts and in life. But Norris also remembers Bruce as warm, funny, and humble, a man who loved to joke around even while demanding perfection in his work. That combination of intensity and charm is what made Bruce unforgettable both on and off the screen. The loss that shook the world. Bruce Lee's sudden death in 1973 devastated the martial arts community.
Chuck
Norris was among those who felt the shock deeply. Even today, decades later, Norris admits that he wonders what Lee could have achieved if he had lived longer. He was ahead of his time, Norris reflects. What he could have done, not just in movies, but for martial arts worldwide, would have been incredible. Chuck Norris's final word. So, what's the truth, now that Chuck Norris has finally spoken at length? It's simple. There was no hate, no rivalry, no grudge. Only respect, admiration, and friendship. At 85, Norris looks back at Bruce Lee not as the man who defeated him on screen, but as a trailblazer who changed cinema and martial arts forever. Bruce wasn't just a fighter, Norris says. He was an artist, he was my friend, and he'll always be a legend. Their on-screen battle may have ended with Bruce Lee victorious, but in reality, both men walked away as winners, two martial arts masters who gave the world a fight scene that will never be forgotten, and a friendship built on respect that still resonates today.